Hey, Chris. Uh, Sorry I'm not showing my face or anything. It doesn't really have anything to do with being ashamed of myself, other than the fact that I just crawled out of bed, and I don't really think I look very presentable. But I came across your video, and I listened, I watched, and I read the description, and I began reading comments, and I just wanted to respond to this, because I also shop at Best Buy. My wife and I do, quite often, and she also has she gets the rewards things in the mail and stuff like that. And as far as I can remember, we've never had any problems with it. Um, the one thing that seems to be missing from this whole scenario is I didn't catch where you brought this up to a manager. If I were in the same situation, I would have asked to speak to a manager. And I know you were probably you kind of just brushed it off. You're probably thinking, okay, it's only a few bucks, let's just go home. And then later you started reading into it and you got really upset. But the thing is, just because it didn't scan into their system and automatically count as a 10% off item, that doesn't mean that it's automatically false advertising on Best Buy's part. And I don't know what other possibilities you've considered other than what you mentioned in the video. But when it comes to computer inventory and stuff like that, I mean, when I go shopping, there are mistakes all the time, and usually there's very, in some places there's very little that the cashier can actually do. Like cashiers are their job is to ring you up, take your money, and do whatever the computer tells them to do. And if the computer says it doesn't scan, then the cashier this has to go by that. So then I would take it to a manager, and based on everything I know about your scenario, which isn't a whole lot, but based on what I know, it sounds to me like it's not false advertising. It sounds to me more like it's just a computer error. And the manager would say, "Oh, I'm very sorry about that. Here, let me get you that 10% off." But you didn't mention even trying that. So before you go throwing Best Buy to the dogs and getting everybody all riled up, because I'm looking at the comments here, and people are getting upset along with you, which is fine. I mean, I know you got fans and everything, and they want to stick at your side with this, but it really doesn't sound like false advertising. It just sounds like an honest mistake, and you can't go by just what the cashier says. So what I would do, if it's not too late, is I would just go back, take it back, go to a manager or customer service and say, "Hey, this didn't ring up 10%. It's supposed to ring up 10%, and most likely they'll honor it, because it is a networking item. It is supposed to fall into that category." Excuse me. And unless everybody at your Best Buy store is a jerk, then I don't see why they wouldn't just honor it. So, not to disrespect you or make you seem lesser, because I know you have I know you have quite a reputation here on YouTube, but I had a really hard time actually finishing this whole video because you were just whining and complaining and yelling, and I understand you're upset, but it really doesn't seem like you took reasonable steps first. I mean, if you, like I said, if you spoke to a manager, and they said, "Nope, sorry, it's not specifically listed on here," then okay, yeah, that's a pricky thing to do. That's really shady. And but I don't know. In my own experience with Best Buy, at least at our local stores, it just doesn't sound like something they would do. More often than not, they would, for such a small amount, they would honor it just to, just to keep your business. So I don't know. Maybe you tried that. You just didn't mention it in the video. But I couldn't. I know I'm starting to ramble here, but I had to bring this up because I see a lot of people upset and agreeing with you and everything. And it's not that I don't want to go on. I'm just going to end up making a fool of myself even more than I already have, I'm sure. So, but anyway, like I said, if it's not too late, just go talk to a manager. They'll probably just honor it for you. And because I really don't think it's a false advertising deal. I really don't think. I think it's a computer error, honestly. And as far as the clerk or the cashier, they're just doing what the computer says. So instead of getting all upset, try to take all the proper steps first. Anyway, if you disagree with me, fine, whatever. But I just wanted to bring it up because I feel like this is causing a slight upset. And I mean, Best Buy's a great store, and I'd hate for you to not shop there just because of something like this. But anyway, really isn't any of my business, and I'm sorry if this is long and boring. I've actually never posted a video response to anybody before for the purpose of literally responding to the video. But I just had way too much to say that wouldn't fit in a comment. So, alright, take care of yourself, man.